So hey everyone, thanks for joining. It's great to see so many attendees as well for the webinar today. Today our topic will be AI-powered BrowserStack test management, unlock the future of QA. Now, in today's rapidly evolving landscape of software development, quality assurance teams face mounting pressure to deliver high-quality software quickly, right? Almost in an instant. Now, if you depend a lot on manual processes, it can be time-consuming. It can be error-prone as well. So for that, it is become pivotal now to have some sort of AI implementation as well in your QA teams if you're aiming for higher efficiency and better accuracy as well. So in today's session, we will be covering the current landscape of AI in software and the testing space as well. AI implementation across the BrowserStack platform and what features we have to offer, and especially how you can make use of AI as a natural part of your entire test management process. So yeah, excited for the webinar and hope you're all are as well, and hope you'll have an insightful session. For today's webinar, we have two speakers. We have Ankit Jain, who is our Senior Director of Product Management at BrowserStack. So Ankit, if you would please introduce yourself, that would be great.
Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are from. I am Ankit. I am a Senior Director of Product here at BrowserStack. I've been with BrowserStack for the last 1.5 years, and I'm leading the test management product line here. I'll be excited to share what we think about how AI is shaping testing and what we are doing about it. Prior to BrowserStack, I have led product teams at Atlassian and Practo, and have been building new products for the last 10 years. So excited to speak with you and share our views.
Thanks, Ankit. And the second speaker also is myself, Ansel D'Souza. So I'll be covering the demo of how the different AI agents do go ahead and work on the BrowserStack platform. I'm a senior customer engineer here at BrowserStack, and I help customers essentially understand where BrowserStack can contribute to their testing process, as well as ensuring that they derive the most they can out of the BrowserStack product lines. So before we get started, there are a couple of housekeeping items I just wanted to cover. So in today's session, it will run for approximately 60 minutes. The session is recorded, and the recording will be made available to all the attendees. All participants are requested to be on mute to prevent any interruptions to the speakers when presenting the content. And for any Q&A, we will have a dedicated 15-minute slot towards the end. Feel free to go ahead and drop in your questions using the Zoom Q&A window. We'll make sure to get those questions answered during the session. So over to you, Ankit. We can get started with the content.
So folks, before we even go into testing and the details of it, I would want to bring all of us on the same page on why are we even here together. So you must have heard this quote from Jeff Bezos that the customers are divinely discontent. It's a very famous quote from Jeff Bezos in Amazon that keeps pushing Amazon and all of us in the different companies that we work for to bring the best software out for our customers. But as this quote also tells, as the years pass, as the time passes, the bar keeps going higher for what it means from a customer expectation on what's a great software, what is a high quality software, what is a polished software. So the bar keeps going high. People see this in their personal software that they're using, in the professional software that they're using, and their expectations keep going up. Next slide. On the other hand, while the customer expectations are going up, companies are also competing hard in the marketplace. Various new products are coming up, various old products are trying to compete with them. Every company wants to ship the most valuable software as quickly as possible and give that value to their end customer. So it's an interesting conundrum that the customers want everything great, everything of a very high quality, and companies want to ship everything high quality, but also want to do it fast. Right? Next slide, please. So the goal for all of us as quality champions is to ensure that we deliver the best-in-class experience to our end users. Now, as a quality champion, our North Star is to enable our companies to deliver a very high-quality software, but also to do it quickly. And it comes across all different aspects of the product. It's not just about the functional testing, or it's not just about the UI goodness. It's also behind the scenes, invisible things like API, performance, security, accessibility. So you name it, there are various different ways in which the software has to assert itself to be a right software for the end customer, a high quality software. And all of that comes together to make a good impression on the end user. Now, when we are doing this over the years, also, we know that the expectation and cycle time, that is the time between different releases of the software, is going down. As industry has moved from waterfall to a more agile approach, maybe a combination of agile and waterfall, the release frequency has been going down from months to weeks to hours. And that's a need of our times. And as we go forward, it will be even more pertinent to us that we deliver high quality software in very fast time. So that's the basic theme that we would want to address via what we want to cover next. Deliver high quality software, but do it really quickly. Next slide, please. So this for those of you who have been around in the industry, you know how the testing has evolved, testing space has evolved over the years. This is just another recap for all us to be on the same page. We all started with manual testing, then we built some automation tools to help in the regular task of the testing. Then we went to more robust automation tools and also started employing open source frameworks, which brought a sense of commonality to the different aspects of testing and processes. And then we shifted to the era of cloud, where it became more about continuous delivery, continuous integration. Testing also evolved to match with that development philosophy and development processes. And now we are shifting to a AI era. So if I look back for the last 2 decades, CI/CD shift left and now AI assisted is a further evolution of testing that has been happening for at least 3-4 decades. And now we are into the new era where, again, the intent is how do we make high quality software, but keep on making it very quickly, take the feedback from the market, make our release cycles fast so that we can address the customer needs, address the dynamism in the market, and keep moving along with the rest of the company in all the processes. Next slide, please. So as we look at this, how is AI reshaping the way we build software? How is AI going to change the testing space? AI disruption is happening very fast. We are seeing that every month now almost we hear about new ways how AI is deploying tools in the marketplace, which is making different aspects of software development very fast. We know that it is helping improve productivity and accuracy. When around 2.5 years ago, we started hearing about AI, it was all about first proving that AI can have some intelligence. It can show some meaningful intelligence. It started establishing that credibility with different models which came out. And as we move forward, now the conversation is moving from can you prove whether AI models have intelligence to whether can they operate at speed. And then from there, it is about can they operate at a speed, but also at a low cost so that it becomes not prohibitive for everyone to use it. So that continuous improvement is happening, which means that the value is getting proven in the market, but also it becoming operationally efficient and business viable is happening on the sidelines as well. So more and more companies will be adopting AI for their production productivity gains, for software development, etc. Few of the functions like customer support are already seeing a huge change where AI is coming in and making the entire process more efficient. Also, when we look at the entire space and being engaged deeply in how to bring AI to the world of testing, we believe that it's not going to be an overnight change. AI transformation will be a good 10, 15, 20 years play out there. While when we are in the midst of it on an everyday basis, we hear new announcements, but the way operational goodness has to come in the space and operational best practices have to percolate across the spectrum, it will happen over a period of time. So we are only 3 to 4 years into this journey. The industry is also evolving, as I earlier mentioned about intelligence, speed, and cost. The industry's stalwarts, the leading players in the models and infrastructure are improving their game so that AI becomes more democratic, as well as the actual end companies using AI are evolving their processes. So we'll see this evolve over a period of time, but it's very important that all of us who are thinking about it start early on the journey and start uh, tackling this, start experimenting with this, start getting this into our hands so that we know what really is the capability and what is required on our ends as further operational excellence and further improvements, which can help leverage the power of AI. In future, all software will be built AI first, or at least most of the software will be built AI first. We may see the current set of user interfaces evolve. What we currently know as the best practices in UI, they will evolve. Our counterparts in design teams are very actively working on what could be the future. AI in engineering is already leveraging different models to bring productivity to their workflows. So all, all around in all functions that you associate with, this will be a force to reckon with. Also, we believe that one of the elephant in the room and concerns is, does AI in testing or in any of the functions means lesser work for the humans? We believe that AI is going to be, in fact, an accelerant for testing. AI first software will translate into more need for testing because we'll have lot many more software and lot many more complex workflows, which means that as a quality champion, as a software testing professional, we'll have to be on the forefront to address that volume coming our way of the software which has to be tested for quality. So I believe while there'll be learnings around the room in the industry as we grapple through this, at the end state of it, there'll be even more opportunities to do quality assessment testing and evolve our processes to handle that volume. Next slide, please. So this is where we also want to bring it more to the level of exact things we feel will change. There are three elements to what is presented on the slide. The black solid line that you see is about test coverage. So as the industry has moved from manual testing to more automated testing, and we believe it will go into AI-assisted testing, the test coverage will start increasing because of the automation capabilities and the smartness which is now going to be available with us. But on the other hand, the cycle time, which is the brown line, which means how quickly we can deliver the testing phase as well as the overall software, that will start collapsing. It is already collapsing. It will go further down. And as a net result of this, the dotted line, which is the overall productivity of the teams, that will continuously go up. There'll be period in between as we shift from automated to AI, where there'll be a learning curve for everyone, and there'll be a transition similar to how when automated testing came in and there would have been a shift in learning curve and setting up processes to make good use of it. But now there are established best practices. AI-assisted testing will also go through that. It eventually will have a huge boost in productivity. We believe as industry and also as BrowserStack, we are at the cusp of where the productivity gains will start really zooming in. And in the next few slides, we'll also show what we believe is happening in the industry around this and what we are doing to make this happen. But this is a good way to look at a good framework to look at how the productivity will eventually increase, and as well, you will get a better test coverage around the overall software. Next slide, please. Okay. So there are two parts to making all of this come together at BrowserStack. This is the first part of it, our vision number one, which is for the various aspects of testing lifecycle, whether it is planning, creation, test execution, test validation. We believe that there will be AI agents for each of the point problems within this. If you go zoom inside this, you can see there are different sub jobs to be done, as we call it, within each of these broader stages of workflow, where one can bring in AI and its smartness as well as productivity gains to bear upon the particular use case and make it better, make it more productive, make it faster, make it less error prone. So we'll have individual agents at each of the steps. And as a combined, once we get good coverage and accuracy across all of these use cases, we believe at least there should be an overall productivity boost up to 50%. Now, each of the use cases require and deserve their own specific solutioning, going deeper into the use case, and taking the feedback from the market, from the customers to make them better. But as we progress, this should be the gain in productivity. So this is vision number one. BrowserStack is working on all of these AI agents. Next slide. And this is our vision number two. So now for AI to really make its influence and really deliver the promise that we speak from AI, ultimately organizations data, which is to be used as a context for powering this AI and for giving the results, it has to be part of a unified layer. Otherwise, the data sits in disparate places in different systems. And if those silos exist, then there is only a limited outcome that we can get from deploying AI. So for the entire vision to also come true, this is second part of what we want to do, is bring together the different use cases of testing onto a common platform. So BrowserStack is building also its entire test platform where the different tools are integrated, as well as you have a common data layer, which will help the different agents to really leverage the information across the testing workflow, across the testing cycle, to come together and power the outcome of the AI agents, right? So it's all about, even outside of testing, whether it be product management, design, customer support, anywhere, the more context the AI system has, the AI agent has, the better is the performance. And hence it can give more accurate, more reliable responses, and also give responses more in the context of your organization, in context of the nuance of your use case. So this is our second vision. I'll not be covering this part of it. This is a whole separate topic in itself, but BrowserStack is building all the different components of this platform. I'll focus for the remaining part of this conversation on the first part of the vision, which is about what we are doing in terms of the different AI agents. Next slide, please. So at BrowserStack, we have around 30 plus agents which are in the works on AI. And these are in, you can see some of the names that we are, of the agent that we are building. These are primarily lying in roughly 4 areas that you can club them in. One is AI-assisted manual testing. So there are different aspects of manual testing, like writing test cases, coverage of the test cases across your entire workflows. Once you've written the test cases, then you want to see whether there are duplicate tests, and you want to keep your test repository very clean. So these are the different parts of the AI-assisted manual testing. Then the next thing that I like to call is AI automated testing. So we are already in the world of automated testing, but on top of that, AI can help bring further automation, which is helping you generate those automation scripts, help you monitor those the automated testing, heal the scripts whenever there is a rapid change happening on the production side. So these are parts of the AI automated testing. Then I would like to call upon smart test planning and prioritization. Apart from just creating the test and making sure the coverage is there, in different scenarios, you want to optimize your testing process. You don't want to test the whole application all in one go, depending upon the scenario. You want to be smart in a selection of test cases. So AI can help you with that, bring together the right sized testing at different points in the life cycle of the application and life cycle of the release. And the last bit, which I would like to call is AI powered test monitoring and QA ops. So while the first 3 stages are about increasing productivity of the traditional or the current scope of testing that we do, the last one is more about how can we bring more smartness on top of the entire testing process to have an observability on top of testing pipeline, and rectifying any issues, catching any issues upfront, so that it is closer to the shift left testing of getting the results as quickly as possible and in line with development cycle, probably right in sync with the development cycle. So these are the 4 broad themes and the different agents that we are building within them. BrowserStack is building about 30 plus agents. They are spread across our different products and different tools for different purposes. But many of them, or most of them, will be part of our test management, because test management is kind of a horizontal use case. It cuts across different kinds of testing, manual, automated, different styles of testing, whether it's visual testing, accessibility, general functional testing, all sorts of non-functional testing. Hence, this is where we want to bring most of your attention to. So these are the 2 agents which are already live as part of our test management product. The first one is a test case generator. It takes a context from a PDF that you can upload. It could be a PRD document or user stories, and also give a manual prompt alongside to generate test cases. It generates different scenarios, and within that, it generates different test cases. We'll see that in action soon. And as a further evolution of where we are right now, we are going to link this also with your Jira instance on any other user story management tool, where you can pull in the information directly rather than having to upload a PDF. So it becomes a very seamless process to connect it with your requirements and generate test cases. It takes the context of your entire test repository of the folder where the test cases are and smartly generates the test cases based on that. So it has multi-context, both your user story, PRD, and the current set of test cases to generate this. And in close association of that is the second agent. The first one generates the scenarios and the test case titles. The second one helps you design the full test case, which means after the test cases are generated, it helps you generate the preconditions, the steps, the expected outcomes out of that, and it helps you autofill that. So as a combination of number one and two, in fact, you can imagine that you have a PRD. You start with the PRD and the entire test design happens in one click, where the test cases are, the scenarios are generated, the test cases are generated, and the full test design within each test case also happens. So we'll see this in action, these two agents. Next slide, please. Then we move into other areas of test planning. This is a test selection agent that we are coming up with. This helps you reduce the legwork of selecting which test cases should go into your current test run. So it takes the context of again the testing process that we are going through, the prior testing done, prior test trends done, and helps you select test cases based on that. The next one that we'll cover is a test automation agent. Again, you will see this in action. What this does is, and this is one of our agents, which is really taking what we can do with AI into a next league. So when you have your manual test cases written along with test cases, this agent can help you generate the automation side of it from a low-code automation. And we have a low-code automation product of our own in which the connectivity between test management and the LCA tool allows you to convert all these steps written, all the test cases written into automation steps, which are automatically executed wherever on the website you want to be. So in fact, end to end, if you imagine now it's possible to upload a PRD, from there generate your test cases, test design, build the automation, run the automation all in one go, right? So we'll see this in action as well. Next slide, please. So I want to take a pause also on making sure that one point comes across very strongly. Look, AI can be also thought as a very gimmicky thing. People can say that they are deploying AI, but the end outcomes may not be very great. And you must have heard about this in different scenarios in industry, right? So we are really giving a lot from our behind the scenes engineering to make sure that the outcomes that you get are of very high quality. AI really delivers the promise that we are saying, and it just doesn't become one marketing tactic for us. So just to show what kind of things we are tracking on different kind of metrics or KPIs, whether it is time to create test cases, the coverage that you get out of hitting the AI button and seeing the test cases, or the accuracy of we are continuously benchmarking this internally through our test beds and figuring out what outcomes we can deliver. And our current assessment is QA without AI versus today. You can see 65% versus 92% accuracy, coverage and accuracy at 91%. And of course, time to create is just under seconds, right? So that even doesn't, there's no comparison even there. And our North Star is to keep improving on all of these factors, right? So while we have a very good already operational AI outcome, we want to keep investing so that we cover more and more different scenarios. So as more of you use this and give us feedback on different parts of the testing and what this is able to cover or not cover, we are committed to making this work even deeper, right? So by the way, all of the agents that I showed you, and especially the first two, which is about test creation and test design, they are completely free to access on our free plan. You can just sign up and start using them and see what kind of outcomes you are getting, right? So it's just right away, one click away for you to test out. Next slide, please. So now this is where we go into the low code testing side of it. This is where you can write a natural language test steps, especially for more complex UX interactions, where either you don't have the team capacity to do full automation or even the other tools to record the test steps, etc., and convert it into automation. So you can simply write in natural language what you want to do, and this converts it into automation steps. This is also very useful in scenarios like where there's a bit of fuzziness around what the system is actually doing. So imagine an e-commerce website where your goal is to whatever the product details page load as the first product, you click that, go ahead and test out the pricing of it. Now, for a human, it is easy to understand that I have to click the first product, irrespective of which exact product it is. But when you're writing the script or when you're giving the instructions in a different manner, it could be more complicated. So it takes away that layer of complexity also and makes it more generic, and the system can adopt to the instruction that you are giving. So this is another agent that we are developing. Next slide, please. And this is about test healing, self-healing agents, resilience test execution in a rapidly changing UI and rapidly changing product. You will have test cases breaking because of the different changes that are happening in the code. But the AI agent can self-heal by smartly detecting the locators and making sure that the logic of the test remains same, while the specifics of it can be handled by the AI agent and you don't get flaky tests. So this is the other agent that we are building. So these are 6 examples of it. There are others in the work. And now Ansel will take you through 3 of them through a demo.
Thanks for that, Ankit. So one thing sort of to cover also is that with browser test management at the moment, we essentially go ahead and help you convert that painstaking process of reading a full PRD, identifying the different test cases that you need to go ahead and write for that, and author them. It's covered mostly using the AI features we have in the platform. Along with that, the end-to-end process of once you write those test cases, enabling you to automate that as well and then replay it later on is also something which Ankit did mention, and rightly will show you that as well. Using the low-code automation platform, the integration within test management, we go ahead and also help you with that automation process. So we'll just take a look at what we have in store on the test management platform and how we can go ahead and make use of AI in the test management platform. So you can suggest test cases based on the PRD document. Essentially, once you navigate to the tool, all you need to do is select on generate with AI, upload the PRD document. And in this example right now, we're just using the sample Apple PRD document of the checkout flow. And we'll go ahead and generate some test cases on selection of AirPods and the iPhone and going and adding that to the cart and performing some checkout flows that are there. Once you've uploaded that PDF document, you don't need to actually manually parse it as well, right? So AI can do that for you. In the background, we go ahead and take a lot of content or take a lot of idea from what the PRD has in store. And in this case, we generated 59 test cases, 97% accuracy, and all of this in less than a minute. So that's how fast AI can help go ahead and cut down the time taken to actually generate test cases. As you can see, these are the test cases that have been generated via the AI agent. And you can choose to go ahead and add them individually or add all the test cases that you require from that PRD generated document. Now, if you go ahead and open the test cases, we'll go towards the generate test case details. Click on edit the test case. Here is where you will see that the title and the description has been added. And with that as well, you can just click on autofill and we'll go ahead and use that context to give you all of the steps as well as all of the results from those steps also. So you have all of that implemented or autofilled by AI. And once you've gone through that and you're good to go, you can save that. Now, at any point, if you go ahead and open the test case, you'll see an option to also automate using BrowserStack AI. So what we'll do is with the local automation platform as well, we'll convert all of those different test steps and results that are there and convert that into an automated test case for you. As you can see, this is an example of a normal checkout flow on the apple.com website, where we've gone ahead and performed those steps for the AirPods, adding them to the cart, selecting no engraving, removing Apple Care, for example, and going ahead and adding that into the basket. Similarly, towards the next steps, you will also see the same AI agent create steps for adding an iPhone to the cart, selecting the device, the color as well, and even the storage capacity of the device you require. All of these steps essentially came from that initial PRD document, generated test case steps, then automated the test case steps using the AI agents we have in place on the tool. So we'll just wait for these couple of steps to run through, select no Apple Care as we expected, and then go ahead and add this to the bag. So in this way, essentially, you can go ahead and convert those PRD documents into automated test cases, even if you want to go ahead and just use parts of the actual atomic steps, where maybe writing a test case title and going ahead and using the autofill actions as well. All of that is possible. And even if you have existing test cases as well that are already there and you've already written them out and you just want to automate them, even that can be done using the AI agents that we have in place on the test management platform. Cool. So that about summarizes the demo and all of the agents we have on the BrowserStack platform, on the test management platform. So now I think it will be time for the Q&A. So we can take up those questions one by one that have already been raised in the Q&A box.
Sure. Thanks everyone for all the questions that you've raised. Before we start, I want to say that this format does not allow for full interactivity. Otherwise, I would have loved to see everyone's face and be in a room doing this. But hopefully we can get the excitement going based on these questions.
I think now we can move on to answering all the questions that you've raised also in the chat.
Sure. We'll take them one by one. Also, folks, I have some of my team members who are directly engaged in developing these AI features. So they'll also help out in answering some of the details. So first question is how these are different from Copilot, asked by Ankit Kishore. So Ankit, I mean, as I said in the slide where we were showing the accuracy and coverage, we don't use directly Copilot and just spit out these results. There's a lot of deep engineering going behind the scenes. Just to give you a flavor of it, we have multiple LLMs that we want to call out. There is deduplication happening behind the scenes. We make sure that the coverage is broad-based, and hence there is a good amount of prompt engineering and other details which are going behind the scenes for this to happen. So this is not just a wrapper over Copilot. In fact, one of the things that we are doing, and this is a very valid question that you and others have on their mind, is we are soon publishing a white paper where we are comparing the outcomes from the different standard LLMs, whether it be ChatGPT or Copilot, and the outcomes that we are giving, and show how this is different in terms of outcome. Also, since as I said, this is very much free for you to try. You can do the exact same thing in a ChatGPT or Copilot, upload a PRD or give that context and do it on our test management and see the difference in the coverage and accuracy that you get. If you do it for 2 or 3 use cases for your own context, you will get to see immediately firsthand what kind of difference is there in the outcomes. Next one. Hi team, here we have some use cases as a platform involves fintech operations around doing recon, like comparing the data between one system and the other. So how will AI help us here, and will it be really able to automate the flow which involves real-time data? So Chidu, this is asked by Chidu Gautam. Chidu, this is again one of the very domain context specific use cases. One of the things that we are heading towards is figuring out how can we compare 2 data sets, so that basically 2 files, as in if the outcome is a file or a data, right? And hence it does not limit itself to fintech operation, but generalizes over any use cases. It could also be that you are an API is generating a JSON and you want to check whether the JSON has a right structure or not. Within that also, there will be sub use cases, subdomain use cases. So that's an area we are heading towards. Right now, we don't have this capability upfront, but we understand that as an end outcome across different kinds of testing, this will be an important use case. So we are investing towards it. We will be able to share soon with you where we have made progress on this. But yes, this is a very, very real use case as an end outcome in different scenarios. Sasi Kumar asked, how do AI generate test cases for an application where user flow goes through multiple pages to complete the flow? Example, Workday application.
Yeah, I think Flutter has slightly different ways of rendering elements, and I think that's where the question arises from. But Arun, if you know you have a Flutter application that you want to automate, definitely you can reach out to some of the sales teams or even the BrowserStack team, and we can understand your use case a bit better and help you understand how it can be automated or how you can manage your test cases and then go towards automation using your Flutter application as well. It should be something that we can look into, and based on the use case to use case basis, we can let you know how we can solve that for you as well.
Sure. Chirag has a question, how can we perform testing based on configurations and flags? So Chirag, we are doing a couple of things in test management itself, outside of just the scope of AI, and then AI layers on top of it. We are bringing more parameterized testing into our test management. So you can you can define different configurations and then do a combination of different configurations to come up with the testing scenario. And once that is available, then it becomes a more straightforward job for AI to build those testing automation scenarios. Some of them can also be run on top of BrowserStack platform if there is a use case of cross-browser testing, etc., that can be delivered via BrowserStack platform or via your own setup on Chrome, etc. So right now it's a two-part process: develop the parameterization and then develop AI on part of it. Eventually, it can all be clubbed into a single-click process, as we have showed with the test case generation and test design generation. Um, There's another question on interesting to know how do you calculate the accuracy of the steps? What are preconditions required? Hari Prasad, I just mentioned we have taken a suite of test cases from our side and the PRDs and the user stories and try to compare it against it. And we will also be publishing in future more details and more transparency around how this is done. And again, the industry itself will evolve towards more neutral benchmarks. Mm. Is there any specific template the PRD, so this is from Suraj, is there any specific template the PRDs need to be written so that the tool can effectively generate all the test cases? Very good question, Suraj. So we believe, of course, the more context which is there, the better for AI. So we are also trying to introduce some more prescription about what the template can be. But to be fair and practical, the PRDs are going to come from the product team, and we expect that it will itself be comprehensive. It may not be in a particular exact format as long as the information is captured. But yes, we can also prescribe the template around the PRD, which if the product team and the testing team can align on, can work together, then it will be even better for the tool to take context and reply from. But more than the template, I think the answer main part here is that you should have all the requisite information. The exact template is not as important. How secure is it from a perspective of data security, like in banking projects? A very important question, Anup. So we have a full FAQ on BrowserStack website where we show this many details of what's happening around data privacy and security, but I'll cover a few important points. Firstly, we don't train on any of your data. The data does not leak out to other projects or to other customers. So in that terms, it is very secure. Second, behind the scenes, we are using OpenAI and Anthropic LLMs and the paid versions of that. So it's all covered very transparently in BrowserStack's terms and conditions. And because of the terms and conditions and data privacy and security policy of those paid products, it's guaranteed from their side also that your data does not leak. So it's a two-party check which is happening. One is at the Anthropic and OpenAI layer. Another is at our layer to ensure that your data is fully secure and is not leaking out. Further, because this is a new area for all of us, typical to other compliance and certification which exist in the industry, I believe that we'll also evolve to give you more robust certification from BrowserStack side, which further allay these concerns so that it helps in your own data security and any InfoSec needs which are there in the organization to adopt this tool. So we are heading towards there. Right now, we know that it exists in practice in principle, but we'll further concretize it in forms of any certifications which are industry compliant around this. How do you envision integrating automation for mobile apps using your AI agent? This is Derek. Derek, I would request you to check out our low-code automation tool, which already exists. And one of the way forward is right now it is there for browser-based testing, web testing. We are evolving it for app-based testing. It's in fact one of very important investment areas for us. So very soon we'll have that as a practical application, and then there'll be a connectivity between AI and that. It's a work in progress. Please get in touch with our low-code team or this team, and we can help you, give you more information around that. How to use your tools in depth? We are already a member of BrowserStack. Do you have any guide or something for that? Shankar, I think the best place to start is just go to our test management landing page. We'll also share the link here. Ansel, if you can share the link, it'll be great. You can read through the high-level description of the test case, the different scenarios. There is a section on AI also, which deliberates all the different agents which are there. And better than anything else, please just sign on to the free version of the test management if you're already not part of it, and start trying it. You will very clearly see where the generative AI options are. And please give it a go. And do reach out to us if you have more questions. So you have both the landing page resources as well as the direct tool to try out to give you a feel for it. Somebody here, I don't see it right now, had asked that in an agile environment, we don't have BRDs or PRDs. So how does it connect with the agile first approach of user stories? Again, a great question. As I mentioned earlier, we are connecting this as a next step with your Jira context. So once it has a Jira link, you can point to the user stories and the epic inside from which it can take context and generate those stories. The wider the context, the better. So it will be up to the user to give the right set of context. But we also fully recognize that not every organization will now have a formal PRD. So we are going to connect with Jira, also with Confluence and Figma, as I mentioned, so that you have different various sources based on your current development practices and methodology to give context for generating the test cases and the test design. I'll take this question. It was mentioned that a unified data layer is required to be used by different AI agents. What does that mean? What kind of data is needed to unify to use those agents? So right now, these agents in test management can start working independent of any context. But let's say you want to have a more smart test selection, as I mentioned, as one of the agents. If you're also using our test automation or test observability tools, which are part of the common platform, then you have even more intelligence on the robustness of your tests, flakiness of your test, and hence AI can read all of that data across different tools to make better selection, make better recommendations, right? So we are not starting with this saying that there is a need for you to adopt the entire platform. If you use the entire platform, it will give even better results. But you can start with standalone tools, standalone use cases. We don't want there to be any platform lock-in or a vendor lock-in that you have to use all tools and only then you will be able to get the benefit of it. So please try out independent of that. And once you have a feel of it, I hope it also comes across that if you have all the different contexts, how better can it be in giving you the end outcome? Can you please share what all features currently BrowserStack is sharing without any pricing related to AI? So the first two agents that I showed you about test case generation and test case design, they are directly available to try out for free. And the low code automation also you can try, I think in a limited capacity once. But the first two are definitely available for you to go ahead and try. And please let us know if you're interested in seeing more capabilities. We'll make it work for you to have a demo or to get a feel for it. What I'll take one more. Do you envision also having this testing on LLM chatbots, which is growing? We find it hard to test if dynamically using multi-turn conversations and LLM eval. If I'm getting this correct, you're saying that can we evolve this to test the LLM chatbot itself? Derek, this is kind of a frontier area for us, that how do we help the industry or help the ecosystem in testing out AI use cases in general, not specific to particularly to your application. Bit of an exploratory area for us, not available right now, but we are investing some calories into figuring this out. But very early days for me, so I don't want to commit on this.
Cool. I think that's all we had for today, folks. I think we're also at time as well. Thank you for joining the session. Hope it was very insightful, and we'll definitely make sure to address any questions that were missed via email and get you the answers as soon as possible. If you would like to explore the BrowserStack test management platform, do feel free to reach out to us, and we can have a conversation on your use cases and help and suggest the best ways that we can help you achieve your goals. But thank you. Have a nice day.
Thanks, everyone.